Hey everybody, it's time for the weekly Rahdo recap, and I'm going to be letting you know what went up on the channel for the week of July 23rd, 2023, and we had some very, very good stuff, folks. I'm really excited about a lot of this, starting with an exclusive video for backers of the channel, either here on YouTube as members or over at patreon.com. I sat down for almost 2 hours and did an epic thorough, exhaustive breakdown of over 130 games taken from the Gen Con 2023 preview that you can find on Boardgame Geek. I told you about my top 10 must-haves. I told you all the games I would demo. I went into depth. I did a lot of research while filming, and it was a lot of fun. Look how tired I am, though. I had to get up at 6:30 in the morning to do this thing, but it was a good old time. But that's not all. If you are a supporter of the show, you have early access right now to my run-through for Forbidden Jungle and previews for Fromage, Four Horsemen, and Midhala, all of which are going to be going live on the channel at some point in the future. But as a thank you for helping support the show, you can watch those right now, either over at patreon.com or at early.rahdo.com if you are a supporter at any level here on YouTube. Thank you, everybody who helped keep Rahdo running. But now, what went public for everybody to see? Oh, some good fun stuff, folks. We had the latest episode of the R&R&R, where Ruel and I and guest host Grant Lyon and Alex Harch, all of us did our top 12 Gen Cons. And I put 3 up, they put 9 more up, and they had some very, very good suggestions. They actually convinced me of some that I had kind of looked over. And even if you don't care about Gen Con lists, this was a fun episode too, because we played a quick round of Priorities, a new party game that was sponsoring the show, and it was so much fun, and you, the audience, can play along as well, even though we're already done, and see if you can beat the guy's score. Really, really a fun time had by all in the latest R&R&R, which you can watch right now. There's links for everything I'm talking about now down in the show notes, folks. But anyway, moving right along, Shay did a great run-through for Marvel Dagger, which basically answers the question, what if you take Eldritch Horror and put Marvel superheroes in it? Turns out it is greater than the sum of its parts. This is basically Eldritch Horror mixed with Marvel Champions in more way than one, and Shay is going to give you a big breakdown, run-through of it. And I think he liked it quite a bit. He's actually almost convinced me that I want to give it a go. I'd kind of dismissed it because of all the dice rolling, but it looks really good. Also, Ruel did a solo run-through for Votes for Women. And yeah, I admire the heck out of this game. It is so cool. It does such a great job of bringing history to life. And Ruel does a great job of bringing the game to life so you can see what it's all about and why it's already made best of the year, not on, board game media like us, but on major websites like Polygon and Vulture. And so Ruel puts it through its paces, and you can help ratify the Vote for Women if you find out more about Votes for Women. Let's see. Kimberly did a great demonstration for Fabled, the Spirit Lands, a new game that is going to be making its debut at Gen Con this week. And this is a really interesting engine building game, but quite unlike anyone I've ever seen before, because it crosses engine building with route building and exploration. It's kind of a fantasy setting. It's got a lot of really cool ideas, and it's drop dead gorgeous as well. So you can check out her run through of Fabled, the Spirit Lands. Okay. Also, I did my latest Rahdo Q&A. I had 4 big questions that had been submitted that I talked about. Broken mechanisms in co-ops. I talked about that. I talked about fixing deck construction. I hate deck construction, but we came up with some ideas to make it more fun. And why is Gloomhaven such a huge deal in the industry? I did some analysis for what put it at the top of the top. But most importantly, the main question, I think, was answering the question, what is the greatest board game mechanism of all time? If you'd like to know, you can check out the latest Rahdo Q&A. Okay, also, folks, that's not all. These were what went up on my channel, but I want to tell you about a couple of videos I watched this week. 3 of them, in fact. 4? 3 that I watched on other places around the board game media sphere that were very impressive to me. So first of all, oh my gosh, CGE just put out an announcement video for a new production methodology they're doing. And that may sound boring, but this is only a 2-minute video, and it has the potential to change the industry for the better. A new production methodology that uses wood waste in the same way as to replace plastic. So you can have plastic pieces and whatnot, not made from petroleum products, but from wood waste that would have been thrown away. This is amazing game changer, and CGE talks a little bit about it, gives you links so you can learn more, and also talks about how they're sharing the technology with the rest of the industry. I was blown away by this. If you want a feel-good story about board games, follow the links down in the show notes, folks, or check out my playlist at the end of this video. I was blown away by the eco-friendly alternative to plastic coming to modern board games. What else? Sam Healy, formerly of the Dice Tower, you may not have known, he recently started a new channel, Flipside, because that's what you always used to say, see you on the flip side. And he's been going for a few months now, and I've been enjoying it. He had a really good week. Put up several videos that I enjoyed, and I think the one I liked most was his review of Stone Spire Architects. And here's the thing, I always enjoyed Sam's contributions to the Dice Tower, and people think he's a crotchety old grump. That was just a role, an act he was playing. He's a really sweet, warm-hearted guy, and you get to see the other side of Sam now in his new channel. And here's the deal. I kind of had an idea of Stone Spire Architects, but I always felt Sam was doing the best reviews on Dice Tower when he was still there, because he combines the traditional board game review with a little mini run-through as well. And he really convinced me, maybe this is a bad thing, that I want to check out Stone Spire Architects myself. So go check out Sam and his new channel, and I thought he did a really great job capturing that. What else? Oh, Amy and Maggie. Oh, I am the luckiest person in board gaming that I get to have them do run-throughs on my channel. They are the kindest, warmest, most affable, and charming people you are ever going to meet. I've played games with them in real life, and they're on the road right now, so the output on their channel has kind of slowed down a little bit, but they've done a travelogue of their journeys through the U.S., and yes, they talk about rollerblading with the developers of Root. They talk about a couple of conventions they went to. They do tours of behind-the-scenes stuff, and they tell you about 15 new games. This is an amazingly fun video, and believe me, once you start watching, you won't want to stop, because the two of them are just the most watchable people out there. I really enjoyed this video, and I guarantee you will too. Okay, and then finally, John Perkis of Actual Law started his top 50 countdown of games. I should rewind a little bit because I don't want to spoil any of them. Suffice to say, I was actually surprised by several of his choices. He's just getting started, and also if you're a Patreon backer like I am of his channel, you can see his numbers 100 to 51, and then he's starting publicly with the top 50 right now. This guy, again, I'm spoiling stuff, but he is entertaining as all get out, really, really sharp, a really unique voice in the board game media. If you've never checked him out, definitely, this is a good place to start with John's top 50 that he's kicking off now. And that is it, folks. Wait, no, I forgot, didn't I? I was going to give you a countdown of the 5 coolest new games I found this week. So let's get to that, starting with number 5 on the list, Nature. I'm excited about this. This is the latest iteration of the long-running Evolution series of games, and this one promises, there's not really much to see yet, but they promise a gentler, kinder dog-eat-dog game, which is kind of nice. But I'm more interested in the fact that they are now finally putting solo mode in the box to begin with, which means they must be one step away from co-op. That is what I'm hoping for, and I look forward to hearing more about Nature. Number 4 was Mecha Dream from publisher Blue Orange Games. I have to admit, I like Blue Orange. They do fantastic productions, but they always do lightweight, family-friendly games. But when I was doing the Gen Con video I mentioned earlier, I took a look at this great little how to play video from Oliver East. He did a wonderful job and demonstrated to me this is much crunchier. There is a lot more going on in this worker placement, conveyor belt, creating dreams for robots simulation, and I'm really impressed. I want to see what happens when Blue Orange Games does heavier stuff. So number 4 is Mecha Dream. Number 3 is Critter Kitchen. Not much to show here other than the publisher. It's Cardboard Alchemy. You know, the Flamecraft people. I expect this is going to be their next big breakthrough hit, and I'm really excited about it, because I love simultaneous worker placement, and this kind of sounds like a lighter, more, gateway-ish version of the simultaneous worker placement that you get in one of my favorites of all time, Dungeon Pets. So I'm really excited to see that. Number 2 is Path of Civilization, which I've got a couple of main reasons I want to check it out. One, I love civilization games that feature military conflict that isn't all about beating each other up. There's no board in here. This is a kind of abstracted where we're just playing cards to build up our civilization throughout the ages. There is military, but that's more about just trying to achieve, to hit achievements and score extra points and bonuses and whatnot. So I love civilization games where I'm not having to beat up Jen. That is always great. But more importantly, maybe, this is from Fabian Gradell, one of the designers of a huge hit last year, Turing Machine. So if this is his follow-up, I've got to check it out, which is why it comes in at number 2, Path of Civilization. Simultaneous play as well. I love simultaneous play. Yay! But the number 1 most exciting game I learned and put on high on my wish list is Nucleum. This is a new heavy crunchy game from Board and Dice. They are currently the king of heavy crunchy Euros, and it is about the early days of the nuclear industry, a history I've never heard of, and I'm looking forward to learning more. But it is also from a design super team, Simone Luciani and Dave Turchi. Talk about a powerhouse duo. Simone Luciani has to be my favorite of the Italian group of board game heavy Euro designers out there. Dave Turchi, touches everything he touches turns to gold, and this looks like a big Euro with a lot of moving parts. It's kind of what we hope for from Board and Dice, so I am very excited about that. Some good stuff coming, folks. And hopefully you enjoyed it. There is a big old box right there with a playlist to every video I just talked about. There's a subscribe button right there so you won't miss what's coming in the future. What's coming in the future? Well, it's the end of the month, so I'm about to do my big monthly roundup. I'm going to talk about 20 games Jen I played, or maybe it was 19. Oh, one of them is this right here. I cannot tell you how amazing this is. Oh boy. So subscribe if you don't want to miss all of this stuff coming, folks.